welcome back to Python 101. And today we're on week 11, part 1. So, today we're going to be talking about generators. Generator functions allow us to write a function that sends back a value, then later resumes to pick up where it left off. This type of function is a generator in Python, which allows us to generate a sequence of values over time. The main difference between a regular function and a generator function will be the use of yield. So a keyword here is yield. And when a generator function is compiled, they become an object that supports an iteration protocol. That means when they are called in your code, they don't actually return a value and then exit. Generator functions will automatically suspend and resume their execution in states around the last point of value generation. The advantage of generators is that instead of having to compute an entire series of values up front, the generator calls one value and waits for another one to be called. This is more memory efficient, especially if you are working with large pieces of data and code. So if you don't understand that yet, it's okay. We're going to go to our Jupyter Notebook. And from now on, my background's going to be like this. It's going to be an engine. Or if I get anything better, I'll use that. So okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a regular function that gets numbers from 1 to a certain number, and we're going to type that in. And we're going to cube those numbers. So what we're going to do, we're going to define a function. It's called cube numbers. And inside we're going to put n because that's how, so we can put an attribute. So we're going to create a blank list. Sorry, that was my cat. For x in range. So we're going to type in the attribute, and then the attribute is going to be like from 1 to 10, and then you cube it from 1 to 10. So, and then you result dot append. So what you do is you append x to the power of 3. Oops. So in Python, to the power is 2 multiplication marks. And then you just return the result. Pretty straightforward. And then you just cube numbers. And then what we want is 10. So, and then here you see 0, 1, 2, 0, 1. And these are all cubes. But if you want to make this a 10, then you just add 1. And you get an extra one here. And then if you add 12, you just get this giant list. So that's pretty useful if you're doing homework or something. But anyway, so today we're going to be talking about generators, right? So let's turn this into a generator. So let's just this. Okay, so we keep this, blah, blah, this is good. We don't need, for generators, we don't need a list because it takes too much information. Here we don't need to append anything, except here what we're gonna do is we're gonna do yield. Oops. Yield. And then what you do, you take out this, and you should be good. But it doesn't really do anything yet because you have to iterate it. So for x in cube numbers and 10, you have to make this a for loop, print x. to iterate it, you need to make it a for loop. So here we go. So that's pretty straightforward. So next, what we're gonna do a Fibonacci thing. So if you don't know what a Fibonacci list is, it's basically 1, 1, and then you add the two, this, and then it's 3, and then it's 5, and then it's 8, and then it's 13, and then it's 21, and then it's, okay, it takes a long time, but so you just add the previous one to the next one to create the next one. Anyway, so for my example, you could use. Okay, so we're gonna define Fibonacci. And here we're gonna put n. So that's gonna say up to what number we want. Let's create two numbers. X equals 1, y equals 1. And then here for I in range, here you can see I didn't use X because that's not, I could just write num. I'm just gonna write num. For X in range n, and then we're gonna yield X. And then here we're gonna make use of tuples. Oh. So what we're gonna do is X, Y, and here we don't need the parentheses. Oh. And then here we're gonna make X equal Y, and we're gonna make Y equals X plus Y. So basically what this is doing is so say this is the list. Here it's gonna show X, and then it's gonna make X equal Y, and then it's gonna make Y equal X plus Y. And then same thing happens, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, blah, blah, blah. And 34, blah, blah, blah. So, and then now we're gonna iterate it for num in, oh wait, I can't use num. Number in, oh, Fibonacci. Fibonacci, and then you print number. So that's the, oops, I forgot to add, what number should we use, 10? So that's basically the Fibonacci sequence, and then you can make it 150. Pretty long list. You can see how big those numbers are. Either way, that's going to be pretty useful. So let's see. All right, so let's get rid of that. And let's see. If you're wondering what the regular function of this would be is, I'm gonna call it something else. So we're gonna define, we're gonna call it numbib. So this is the regular version of this, and so we're gonna make it a equals 1, and then b equals 1. We're gonna make a list, a blank list. It's gonna be called output equals this. Here we're gonna use a for loop for I in range n. And here we're gonna do output dot up a. So this would be the yield part, and then this is the math part. A b equals b a plus b. Now we're gonna return output. Now we're gonna do num. We're gonna do num fib 15. So here's the list. And if you want to make it look like that without using the yield thing, you just have to do this. So you have to kind of iterate it too. For number in numbib, and let's do 15, we print number. All right, so that's basically that. And so so now we're going to do something else. We're going to define something called simple generator. Define simple gen for x in range 3. We're going to yield x. And then for number in simple gen autocomplete, print num. So it gives you 0, 1, 2. And now you just do g equals simple gen. You do that. And then when you do g, it's going to tell you where the generator is located. And it tells you that it's a generator, so that's good. It's working. So here we're going to do print. So here we're going to use the next thing, and we could do g. So, and then you copy and paste that. It's going to give you the next number. And as you can see, this is 0, 1, 2, and this is also 0, 1, 2. And so we can also turn a string into let me scroll up. We can turn a string into these things. So these things right now are elements, but a string is a string, and so we're gonna call it s equals hello. Okay, so that's our string. And if we do for letter in s, print s. So it's gonna do that because that's how many letters we have. And if we put letter instead, it's gonna look like an element. But if we want to turn this into an element, we have to use iter. That's the variable part. That's not the function part. You just do iter s. And then now you can use next. S iter, where's iter? S iter, there it is. Now you can just copy and paste that. And that's basically that. I hope you guys liked the lesson and hope you guys liked the background. And I'll see you next week. Bye.